All right. We just left, or are trying to leave, Cholula/Puebla.
Yep.
And we had such a good time hanging out with Eric and Carmen, and they showed us around, and that was super cool. So thank you guys so much for taking us in and showing us a good time, and giving us candy even.
Yeah. Well, that was the coolest thing. I mean, to walk into a town and, you know, you see someone and go, you just speak English to someone because you just have a feeling maybe they'll speak English, and it's the brewer of the place, and like the coolest bike grinder thing for grinding grains, and then they start showing us around, and we stay at their place. I don't know. It was awesome. So this place so far, we were honestly telling people, was our favorite city of the trip.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some beach spots, you know, where you can buy a taco in Baja that I don't know if you can beat it, just because it's like it's like my dream place.
Yeah.
But there's no people or culture or any of that to see. It's just a nice beach. This was just mind-blowing.
Yeah, Cholula has very rich culture. It's very old, so.
Yeah, and then not just the old, too. We were just blown away by, like, there's all these hipster college kids on really cool bikes with, like, lowered sort of cafe racer-style bars.
Yeah.
And then the restaurants you go into, the food is really good and really high-end.
Beer's amazing.
It's all local beer. Yeah, and there's how many breweries? I mean, we had a different beer every time we had a beer. So, I don't know, we were just blown away. So, by the oldness, the newness, and just this safe feel that, you know, in the middle of the night we're walking around, too, and just going,
Yeah, so it's cool. Now we're on our way towards Oaxaca.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to camp along the way if we can find a good spot. So we'll be there in the next day or two. But we'll see what we find.
Yeah, so we're excited for Oaxaca. I don't know about you, but
I'm really
it's one I've
excited.
heard the most about this whole trip. Cholula for us was just a random find. I mean, we'd heard zero. We just rolled into Cholula because it was at the bottom of the volcano we had just hiked.
Right.
And then fell in love with it. But Oaxaca, I've heard so much good that I don't want to over...
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but we're excited. So.
Yeah.
Good morning. Last night we got a little bit eaten alive by some sort of little bug.
Yeah. It didn't hurt, but yeah, the bumps are
There's just little red bumps
constant.
everywhere.
So we think maybe sandflies. I've never really dealt with them, but we heard that your mosquito netting will not be enough to keep them out. But we never felt real bites. I felt like a little bit of
I did
an
get a
itch.
couple mosquito bites, but that's different. I can tell the difference. Just like they're all over. Just little red little bumps. We're not sure where we're gonna go yet today.
I'm trying to find a little bit of service so I can load some maps, and then I can sort of figure out where we're gonna go. We'll see here. I'm just gonna drive up to this cliff edge here, like you do.
I was born the running kind, with leaving out on my mind. Home was never home for me at any time. Every front door left me open, but I'd find a back door
We eventually found somewhere to camp up a very muddy hill, and it started pouring rain pretty quickly. After a long day of driving, we were exhausted. We had some dinner, and Tim built a lovely backdoor bar. In the morning, we continued on to Oaxaca.
Where'd you get that table?
We're gonna go ahead and expand the kitchen here. So see, you have the spot. Perfect. Shoes out here. It's a cutting section here. Over here, you just kind of have the hangout area.
We made it to our next stop, which was actually just outside the city of Oaxaca in a little town called Tule. This is Overlander Oasis. It is owned by a great Canadian couple, Calvin and Leanne. We plan to stay here for about 5 days so we could get some new mud trains for Goose and possibly do a few other projects.
Alright, Tim. Got a new sticker.
We do. Where do we put it? Da-da-da-da. There you go. From our Baja leftover dust, huh?
Just a little.
Try to make it sort of straight-ish. Well, not really. Precision, folks. Ta-da.
We're going to explore on bikes today.
We're gonna go get rained on. Is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, it's pretty dark out there.
But I'm good with it. Sounds pretty good to me right now. There's rain outside. You can see it over there, just by that Coke bottle. And we'll melt if we go outside. So therefore, we're not going for a bike ride. Yet.
We might go later. But right now, I'm enjoying reading my book and being cozy inside while it rains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not too bad.
We mostly missed the rain on our bike ride into Tule to get some groceries, and we even did some sightseeing on the way. The next day, we decided we should explore Oaxaca and took a taxi colectivo into town to spend the day walking the streets.
See, look at it's todos mecánico. Cool.
After so much sightseeing, we were hungry, and we had a lunch of fish tacos at this little place that was located above and through another business that was closed. It took us a while to find it.
Was it good, Tim?
Not as good as Baja.
Alright, so we just got back from Oaxaca. And on our way in, the
Nice
taxi
December.
colectivo that we took, the guy was really nice. We ended up talking to him, and
He's awesome. So
Yeah.
he's worked in
Kentucky.
Louisville, Kentucky mainly, but he was telling us path through Arizona. It was kind of cool to hear, just because
Yeah.
there's all these little desert towns that I know of, and so he's creeping along there. And I said, "You're tu familia, todos, familia?" And he said, "No, alone. It's too dangerous." He goes, "Maybe someday with my sons," but it was kind of cool talking to the guy, And
at the end of the ride, we went to pay him and thank him, and he goes, no, you're my friends, like
yeah, and I don't ever want to put myself in a position where you take from any of these people that you're traveling amongst, especially people in a country that you know it's harder to make $1 or a peso or whatever. But I mean, he was insistent.
We tried really hard to pay him, but
and it was pretty cool because in a short cab ride, you think you're hanging out with someone a little bit, but he was just really excited to talk to us about our trip and tell us where it's not safe to go. And he goes, don't go down to that part of town. He goes, when you get out, go right. He's like, I'm telling you, go right. And I said, okay, fair enough. We'll head that way. But it was nice to see. And so he works down here as a taxi driver. And
his kid is having a semifinal soccer game tonight at 4:30. So he said his whole family will be there cheering.
Yeah. He's got 3 sons, and the 10-year-old's playing today.
Yep. 10, 14, and 15, I think, were their ages. Yeah,
right in the little town of Tule, where we happen to be at. So if we can find it, we're going to go by there, but I have no idea.
We'll see.
So we'll hop on our bikes, or the Overlanders Oasis bikes, and go pedal around and see what we can find. But that was just really cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And otherwise, we've just walked and walked. Nope. You know what? I feel like praying. Let's go to church.
Wake up!
Wake up and get your asses down here!
Just the usual friendly fireworks before breakfast.
Goose had been throwing a code for the catalytic converter for a week or so, and we decided we should see if we could fix it. We were in luck as Calvin had a trusted shop in Oaxaca he recommended to us.
So what we got going on here is the exhaust is cracked. So you might be able to see it, might not. It's kind of tough to see, but right at the bottom side there's a crack there. And then both of the cats are now plugged up. So we're going to pull the cats, put on a new muffler, and then he's got a bung that you can thread in. So the computer in the truck isn't throwing a check engine light. So not the most environmentally friendly thing I've ever done, but it'll work for our trip. See right here. Crack number 1. Crack number 2 is bigger, I think. Probably because those are starting to flex, then you get cracks on both sides here. So, these things weigh a fair amount, so I think it was just torquing on it like a credit card and starting to crack them, so it is what it is.
So what are we doing, Tim? We're walking to the Zocalo?
Yeah, I guess we're killing 2 hours. Kind of an unexpected repair, but it's alright. Good guy, a friend of the person we're staying with, is welding on a new muffler because their muffler's cracked right at the weld there. So it's hard to repair because it's sort of that flat, skinny part of a muffler. So if you try and weld it, it'll probably crack again, and your muffler could fall off while you're driving. So a new muffler, and then our catalytic converters are plugged up.
Hola. Hola.
Hello. So our catalytic converters are plugged up, and we're replacing the catalytic converters with a straight pipe for now, and then a bung that hopefully he says will not throw an engine code. So it's just the best we can do right now. But hopefully it results in better power. But of course it'll be more polluting. So sort of mixed feelings on that. But I'm just going to be glad to not have to deal with exhaust issues or check engine lights from the cats being plugged.
good. All done now.
All in all, Goose sounds just a little more throaty, and his gas mileage has improved slightly. After the minor surgery, we headed back to camp to join in a potluck with all the other campers, aka our new friends. This was the perfect way to end a somewhat stressful day.
Are we ready to unveil all these?
Oh yeah. Kidding me? Come on now.
Hello. Oh, those are good.
Here you just kind of have the hangout area for guests.
Are you behind the bar?
What's that?
Are you the bartender?
No. Behind the bar would be in here. So that's where you'll live. That's your job.
Clearly.
Yeah, obviously. So you'll live in here, and then you got your stove up here. Then you've got little nooks and crannies. Instead of recovery gear, we'll go ahead and put spices and things like that.
Okay.
And then this will be where you could serve people.
Huh.
And
I can serve them?
Yeah, you can serve them. Serve them food.
Well, I can serve them like I can conserve. I can save them.
You can leave now. You're not wanted at this restaurant. Just keep an eye out up there. There you go. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm tired.
I'm gonna take a nap now.
Oh. Good night.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Nothing. Sí, gracias.
I'm doing nothing.
Enjoying.
I'm watching him do that.
Are you exercising your elbow there?
Ah!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was good. Thank you.
Those look horrible. I don't want those at all. Pretty much a blanket of
I know this.
meat.
A sheet of paper of delicious meat.
Meat fest.
Meat fest, meat fest.